Hello, my name is Cindy Hammond, and for my group leading project, I chose to begin a group just for this purpose. It was a one-time group called the Releasing Guilt Workshop. It met on Wednesday, February 19th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at New Hope Ministry Center, our local church. There were 6 participants, 1 male and 5 females from age 42 to 70. We set up 7 chairs in a semicircle formation where I sat in the middle. I began the group with an icebreaker, I have never, and then fill in the blank. We did that as a round and everyone participated. We moved on to a series of questions that I had prepared on a piece of paper with 2 fill in the blanks, asking how so far my week has been, fill in the blank, and something that the Lord has spoken to me about this week, fill in the blank. And then the third question was a number round on a scale of 1 to 10, what brought you here? Number 1 being strictly to support Cindy on her project, and number 10 being I really, really need to find freedom from guilt. The participants fell between the range of 1 and 3 on this question, with almost everyone saying that they were just there to support me, that they didn't feel like they needed to deal with guilt. But a couple of the people expressed that they thought maybe they would learn something along the way. We discussed that and then did a whiteboard round of what is guilt, what does it look like, how does it manifest, how do you deal with it. We had some conversations, and throughout the conversations I discovered that nobody really had a good answer to the difference between guilt and shame. So I took a few minutes to teach some content on the difference between guilt and shame. And after doing so, a few of the participants decided they really did have some work that they needed to do. So we moved on to a dyad exercise where everyone partnered off and they discussed one goal that they would have for themselves regarding releasing guilt and dealing with, some area that they wanted to improve or be free in. And then they prayed for one another in that area. And as we came back to group, we discussed how that was for everyone. The discussion was everyone was engaged, and I feel like a few of the participants really did some work during that dyad. Next, we moved on to an object exercise where I had everyone write down on a colorful piece of paper one thing that they wanted to exchange, that they want to give it to God. He would take it and give them something encouraging instead. This could be something that they had felt guilty about, or it could be something else that was pertinent to them at the time. It was private to them. We didn't show what was written unless someone wanted to talk about it. So everybody wrote something down on their card. And then I had prepared an encouraging word, different encouraging words in an envelope for each person. And they were to put in their card that they had written on and take out an envelope instead, in a symbolic exchange of that thing that they wanted God to take, and then the encouraging word that they were receiving in exchange for that. Everyone participated well in this, and afterwards I opened up the group to anyone who wanted to share what that exchange had taken place for them, and everybody in the group told what they had written down and what they had gotten back and how that had affected them. It seemed like this was the favorite exercise. People really liked it, people really enjoyed it, and everybody got something out of it. Next, we moved on to, we kind of closed out that section of the group, and I read a few scriptures that I had prepared ahead of time. And then we did a feedback questionnaire where they were able to tell me if they felt like they got something from the group, if they felt like they were comfortable sharing, and what if they had suggestions or if there was anything that they didn't get that they wanted from the group. So the feedback went really well. Everyone said they at least got something, learned something they didn't know, or enjoyed their experience, and nobody felt like they had not gotten what they needed from the group. So that's good. I feel like as for my performance as a leader, I over prepared to get everyone engaged and comfortable and talking, and I under prepared maybe for interrupting conversations in order to keep the flow going and move things along. So everyone already knew each other and was super comfortable, so they would go off on conversations about their life during an exercise and continue talking when it was maybe in like get off focus a little bit, which I did interrupt and keep things moving, and think I did a pretty good job keeping the flow of it. But that was more challenging when I thought getting them to talk would be the challenge. So in preparation, I wasn't prepared that they would want to talk too much or off topic too much, but they did really engage in the topic as well. And I think that what I would do differently, given that I have more time in the future, or more time to have an ongoing group, is that I would have my group, meet multiple times, and I would select the group members based on the subject matter more carefully. We just opened this up to anyone in the church that really wanted to come and do it, and it was not people who felt like they necessarily needed what was being taught. But I would say 50% of the participants really did some actual real work and really got free from something related to guilt when they walked in not thinking they needed that. So it still was successful, but I would, vet the group more in the future so that everybody was there for the right reason and that the group was really for them. And that's what I would do to enhance my skills and have a better, more successful group.